A couple of days ago, I was proven to be wrong. Today, I'm going to prove I was not wrong. Yes. So that's going to be fun. Let's see, there's a speaker about confirmation.
DougBot said, "Hey, is this thing on?"
Yep, I got audio confirmation and speaker bot confirmation. Proving myself right after I was proven wrong is going to be a few minutes into the show, a little bit later on. Not right away. We're not going to start with that right away. Let's just get acquainted with people. Now, and that is not responding to anybody's question that was emailed to me or sent by a text message, not text message, sent by a comment on a video or sent to this email address, because that's how you can ask questions to be responded to, answered on this show by me and or the chat room participants. That's what we love to do. That's substantially why I created this YouTube channel on this network.
Read
What
chat, please.
What network? All right, I'll come to chat. Now, my comments about, I teased that yesterday for today about me being proven wrong, and then I'm going to prove myself right. I'm not sure that that was actually the intent of the people that there's just more nuance to the subject we were talking about a couple days ago. So we're going to get into that deeper. All right. So let's see. John Williams did the hello, or not the hello chat, please. It's the read chat, please message. With this question for me and the audience to respond to. He asked the question, hello, Doug. Oh, no, that's not a question, right? Because it's exclamation marks. If he had question marks, and that would have made it a question. Hello, Doug? Because maybe he's not sure of my name. All right, I'm just messing with you, John. Good to see you. Let's go say hello to some other people. Ski Man with the first message. 38 minutes before showtime. Hello, old time rock and roll Bob Seger, Heidi Klum. When I saw this, I go, oh no, I didn't change the trailer, because that's the trailer I played yesterday. I very rarely play the same trailer 2 days in a row. The trailer I saw, your link, bonus trailer, but Beat Saber, Guns N' Roses, Sweet Child of Mine, because that's the trailer I actually selected for yesterday, and then must have got distracted before I actually changed it. Well, at that point in time, there was already John Williams saying nice trailer, and there was Frankie B who did a super sticker. That trailer brings back those good old memories, even the Home Alone movie, and Tim Cruise saying he loves this intro. It's my new favorite intro. It's an oldie but a goodie in my book. So I couldn't take that away from you when already 3 people had noticed it and liked it. So I went and changed the link in the description. That'll now take you to this trailer that is in its rerun lifetime. Cesar Montero, good to see you. Feels like it's been a little while since I've seen your name. Nice to see you. Happy Saturday. Frankie B, Chris Garrett, John Williams, Tim Cruise. Dance Monkey. Oh, that's the Alf. I guess he's referring to. Is that actually a monkey? I don't think that's a monkey. And then the Home Alone movie, because that's where, I think that's where Alf was. No, that wasn't Alf. Was he on there? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, and thanks for the super sticker, Frankie. If I haven't made that clear and obvious, $4 super sticker. During a live stream, if you're active in the chat room, oh, look at that. If you're active in the chat room, you can do a super chat or a super sticker. With a super chat, you actually get to type a message. With the super sticker, you choose one of these stickers. They both wind up going, I think it's what, 60% into my pocket, 40% into YouTube's pocket, or maybe it's 70-30. I don't know what it is. But thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then there's somebody else. Charlie Purdy with a $10 super chat. And he says, nice trader. There's the difference between super chat and super sticker. So I will give a thumbs up. And I guess it can do the reply right in there. I didn't even realize that. Thank you very much, says Ed Sullivan. That was the worst impression of Ed Sullivan you have ever heard. Thank you. Very, how can I spell very? Very much? I don't know how to spell it in that accent. Thank you very much. Oh, hey, there's got to be, that's got to be a points, doesn't it? Let's see, if I do, can I do triple click and highlight that? Yes, I can. Triple click that. And let's see, get here, triple click that. All right, so then if I do add points, let's see, 400 for the $4, and then 1,000 for the $10. I don't know, maybe should I add another 0 onto both of those? Actual money? I think so. I think so. Why not? Why not? Actual money should be worth more, don't you think? Oh, now I got to do the math. What did I do? So it's going to be 4,000, so it'd be 3,600 more to get to 4,000. And that was for Frankie B. And then go this way. Add points. 10,000 minus 1,000. 9,000, right? Because I gave him 1,000. I said add a 0, so that'd be 10,000. Subtract 1,000, 9,000. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Actual money, it's got to be way more valuable, right? Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Oh, I'm using that screwball mouse. I'm switching. Here's the mouse from Baby Beast that darts back and forth all over the place. Ski-Man, okay. Oh, I guess that's when I let him know that I... Oh, yeah, I fixed that. Rick Lakes, hello. Making lunch. Lizzie. Oh, listening. Mike Ozick. Selden Ball, aka Celestia Guru. I think I've got it now. I think I've got it. Indeed, I've got it, brother. I got it. Hey, them bones gonna rise again. 54 degrees with the weather report.
Why, certainly.
Selden Ball with yes. Ren Israel, hello. John Williams, Ken Stout. Oh, look there. Look at there. After what, 2 or 3 days of starting out his first chat message of checkpoints or exclamation mark points, now he starts with an actual message. So that started his 50 points per minute of being an active chat person. Once you, I don't know yet on this participants list, does it stop giving you more points when you drop off of this list? It's the streamer bot isn't really tied into the participants list directly. I think it has its own time increment. But if you haven't chatted within some amount of time, then it stops incrementing your 50 points. Now, some of you smart people, troubleshooting people, could figure out how to test that and tell me what the answer is. Jeff Raymond, Charlie Purdy. Thought I saw a putty cat. Did you ever get that in school as a nickname, or kids teasing you? Did you get them pronouncing your name like the old grandma? Or no, Tweety Bird, saying, I thought I saw a putty cat. I hope I'm not triggering unpleasant memories for you by asking that. Good. By the way, good to see you, Ken Stout. I was concerned when you didn't actually do a full regular show last night. Lawn Dog, hello. And Charlie says, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Oh, he did that before I did the first points, didn't he? Now it's jumping just because of the new messages coming in. That wasn't scroll wheel jumping. Thanks for the points. You're welcome. Fully redeemable at the end of the show for nothing except bragging rights. And yeah, that doesn't even get you a position on the credits yet. The credits are in order of appearance. Now, okay, it got to the, oh, I know, it jumped because I'm at the bottom and a new message came in. That's why. But how far down? There's the thanks for points. Brian, I got your email, Brian. It's queued up. Greg M., good morning. Brian, takeaway points. Ken Stout Live Infinity. Should we take away points from Ken Stout for not doing his show last night? Yes, I think so. Okay, here's how we'll do that. I need his actual name. We're going to take away points for not doing his show last night. You know, it might have been for his own mental health reasons. Just we don't know. We don't know. But still, did you violate the rules? There's got to be consequence. So here, let's take points away. So I do that by add points and then -1 and then Ken Stout Live. There you go. There's your demerit. That's how much you lose. And that represents also how concerned YouTube is about it. No, if you want to skip, play hooky for any reason, just do it. But yeah, that brought him down to 549. You won't see that very often because the point system awards in 50 point increments, right? So how are you ever going to not be on an even 50? Oh, hello. Hi, Stormy. What do you say? What's knocking? Oh, turn that off. Can I get back to where I was easily? Yeah. We'll be here a few moments, then oh boy. Now wait a minute, what's he saying there? Is he going to skip out on us? Is he about to skip out on us? We'll be here a few moments, then oh boy. Does that mean he's going to go play golf? Is he going to skip hanging out here to go play golf? Really? Just kidding. I think we'll go to Brian's email next. I'll get caught up here. Greg M has snow. Frosty Winnipeg. Me Waves, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Does that imply you're going to bed now? You're leaving us too? Ah, there's that jump. There's the waves. I think it helps me if I don't scroll the highlight off screen. He's taking Mrs. K to the airport. Oh, yes. Hey, Mrs. K, Lorna, safe travels. I hope you have a good trip. And I hope everything's well with you when you get where you're going. Please pass my well wishes on to her, Ken. Are you going skiing today? I think Ski Man reported snow. Is that right? Okay, there we are. Caught up. And then I'm going to do a Control-C to copy that in case I need to come back to it. Then I'm going to switch over to Brian Lightfoot's email. I only read the first couple of lines. I did not read the rest of it. And this is a joke. He sent a joke by email. Why would he do that? Let's see. He has long time approved his email address being shown, so I don't have to get real crazy about hiding that here. But I'm going to zoom it in. And then I'm going to go ahead and scroll down just for good measure. Let's see, I want to make sure there's nothing else exposed. All the way down. Safe to scroll. I did not read. I did not read. All right, here. Here's what he said. And notice he put a lot of blank space, making it easy for me to not pre-read. Here's a great joke that is just too long to enter via chat. The extra time to read it on the Saturday show should be worth the punchline. High confidence here at the end. The punchline at the end, and it may take a few seconds to think about what just happened. Use it at your option. I have not pre-read it. I am trusting the Brian. I am putting my trust in the Brian. Let's see, I got a good scroll wheel, so I can scroll. All right. I'm still not pre-reading. 3 lawyers and 3 engineers are traveling. Oh, they didn't walk into a bar? I thought it was going to be a bar. 3 lawyers and 3 engineers are traveling by train to a conference. At the station, the 3 lawyers each buy tickets and watch as the 3 engineers buy only a single ticket. Okay, I got to interrupt right here. Time out. If somebody has a question that they're wanting to ask about their Windows computer that they're having trouble with, this is a good time to put it into chat, because after this, I'm going to go to that issue about me being wrong, but that's not a question. So I want to be sure that we put people's questions about Windows technical issues first, or early, or make sure we get to them, something like that. So I've got to comprehend this. Traveling by train to at the station, 3 lawyers each buy tickets and watch. 3 lawyers, 3 engineers, 3 lawyers each buy ticket. Watch as the 3 engineers buy only a single ticket. Okay. How are 3 people going to travel on only 1 ticket? Asks a lawyer. Watch and you will see, answers an engineer. They all board the train. The lawyers take their respective seats, but all 3 engineers cram into a restroom and close the door behind them. Shortly after the train has departed, the conductor comes around collecting tickets. He knocks on the restroom door and says, "Ticket, please." The door opens just a crack, and a single arm emerges with a ticket in hand. The conductor takes it and moves on. All right. Clever, cheating, stealing, but clever. The lawyers see this and agree that it is quite a clever idea. So after the conference, they decide to copy the engineers on the return trip and save money. When they get to the station, they buy a single ticket for the return trip. But to their astonishment, the engineers don't buy a ticket at all. Okay, my gears are turning. How are you engineers going to travel without a ticket? Says one perplexed lawyer. Watch and you'll see, answers an engineer. I'm thinking somehow they call out the lawyers and benefit from that. When they board the train, the 3 lawyers cram into a restroom and the 3 engineers cram into another one nearby. The train departs. Shortly afterward, one of the engineers leaves his restroom and walks over to the other restroom where the lawyers are hiding. He knocks he knocks on the door and says, "Ticket, please." Oh, oh, oh. I cannot deny that I laughed. Where's Brian's name? Let's see. Oh, well played, sir. Well played. I agree, that was very worth it. The long read. I think this is the largest award I've given for a joke. Ah. Well played, my friend. Now, if I do Control F, Windows key V, and search back for this one, that should take me back to there. Yeah. Scanning. People chit, people chit, C-H-I-T, chatting, C-H-A-T-T-I-N-G, with each other, catching up. Tim Cruz, thank you about the shirt. Oh, John Williams said 5,000 points for Brian. He predicted that. That was a prediction, John. Right? I did 5,000 here. Did I actually, did you put that after I said the number 5,000? Yeah, because then I had to paste his name. So you might have read that. You might have put that in after I announced it. I was about to award you points for clairvoyance. Somehow my attorney niece did not like that joke from her engineer uncle. Highlight. John Williams, I should get 10,000 points for getting the joke. Oh, no, that joke was not hard to get. Really? Did anybody not get that joke? Should I Doug-splain it to anybody? Does anybody need me to explain that? Really? Tim Cruz got the joke. He says no. Oops. Sorry, Stormy. There you are.
No way.
No Doug-splain. Okay, so next up. Oh, I don't have my cup. I don't have my drinking cup. All right, well, I guess I have to go to the lobby to get my cup.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
There we go. I don't have my cup. Said no football player ever. I went to my grandson's baseball game yesterday. That might become a trailer. There's some fun stuff there. Hi, Princess. Yeah, Tim Cruz didn't get what happened when I said I needed to go get my cup. I suspected we were driving you to drink, but now we have evidence. passes, whatever. Oh, Tim likes the lobby drink. The mug you pick. Yeah, of course, the Ken Stout Zoom homies. These are the people back at the time when he made this cup who were often on the Ken Stout live show in Zoom, chit-chatting. I got to be careful about saying that word. It's I don't know, it might be the truth either way you pronounce it.
Read chat,
Jeff
please.
has been a prosecutor at The Hague. Now she's criminal defense attorney at New Orleans. I think he was talking about his daughter. I'm not going to go back up and check. My prediction of 5,000 points was before you added it. All right, I will take your word for that. I will take your word for that. So clairvoyance, how about that? How much should clairvoyance be worth? Reading my mind? Can I like contact you when I'm trying to figure something out and see if you can read my mind to determine what my eventual answer will be and shortcut all of that deliberation that's going on? Well, it can't be worth 5,000, but I think it's let's say 1,300. There you go. There you go. Take that. Ski Man, do I get bonus points for cooking lunch, listening, and playing Tiddlywinks whilst on my phone? If the lunch is in my kitchen, yes. All right. Now, we're going to move on. So I'm going to copy that. Let's see. No, I need to triple click. Copy all of that line. You're welcome, John. All right, gather my thoughts. So 2 days ago, I think it was, when we were talking about the quad 9, is that what it was called? No, I think it was quad 9. DNS that somebody was interested in. And we got to talking about IPv6, IPv4. I made the case that you don't have to have IPv6 configured on your local computer, because your computer can communicate with a router using IPv4. The router can communicate with websites using IPv6. And then somebody so cleverly sort of proved me wrong by coming up with a couple links that would test whether IPv6 was working. And I was just dumbfounded. Really? I was wrong about that? No, I was not wrong about that. There was merit to my point. But the person who was taking that, the other side of that, was not wrong either. Was a Wintermute, Gary, I'm not sure, Brian. But here, I'm going to go show you what I can put. Now, what's my first course of action? You've got just a few moments in chat to say, where did I turn first to try to find what is the truth about that? Why did I errantly think that you could disable IPv6 and still communicate with IPv6 websites? Where am I going to turn for that? Is anybody? Mueller? Nobody's coming up with where I first turned to deal with that. Of course it was Copilot. Now you have seen me ridicule, totally rip to shreds Copilot for being wrong about things, but that is a minority of the time. Copilot can be very useful and helpful, and most of the time it's pretty right. And it's far better than anybody's brain at coming up with a significant list of points around the topic that you're talking about. It's not always thorough. Sometimes you have to push it further. But here, let's go look at that, because it did redeem me. Now see, we said control scroll. I got to scroll forward on the scroll wheel, which is backwards. So what I said was, I'm wondering why could not a router communicate with a LAN computer using IPv4 and translate that to IPv6 when communicating with a website that only supports IPv6. I thought for sure that was a thing. And when I removed the IPv6 configuration from Big Beast Build, I was not able to communicate with not able to communicate with one site. The other site says I don't have IPv6 functional. And here's what Copilot says. Your scenario is entirely feasible, and it's actually implemented in many networks, not all, through a process called IPv4 to IPv6 translation, or NAT64. You know what? I recollect it was on my mind 2 days ago, but I didn't forget it. NAT was what I was expecting would be able to do that translation, because it's already doing translation. Your computer behind a NAT router never makes a direct connection to a website. It's always translated, as long as you're dealing with a normal router that has network address translation. But this is NAT64, NAT address translation for IPv6. It's got to be NAT64. That's not just the plain ordinary NAT. Here's how it typically works. And I did not realize that piece. I probably had read it before and just didn't register. So I wasn't way out in right field like I was when I played Little League, when I was a little tyke, where I didn't have any action at all. Hardly ever got to touch a ball. I'm not bitter. Moving on. The LAN computer using IPv4 communicates with the router using IPv4 protocol, as it doesn't support IPv6, meaning the LAN computer doesn't support IPv6. The router or a translation device, like a NAT64 gateway, takes the IPv4 traffic and translates it into IPv6 traffic when communicating with a website that only supports IPv6. Conversely, when the IPv6 only website sends a response, the router translates it back from IPv6 to IPv4 so the LAN computer can understand it. This works because the translation mechanisms map IPv4 addresses into IPv6 addresses and vice versa. However, there are some challenges. Address mapping. IPv6 has a vastly larger address space, which makes mapping IPv4 to IPv6 less straightforward. Protocol differences. IPv6 introduces new features and functionality that IPv4 doesn't support, such as enhanced multicast. So some information might not be directly translatable. Performance overhead. Translation can introduce latency and require extra resources on the router. Despite these challenges, technologies like NAT64, DNS64, and dual stack networks exist specifically to bridge the gap between IPv4 and IPv6, ensuring seamless communication between devices and servers using different protocols. Let me know if you'd like me to delve deeper into any part of this. I checked my Xfinity router. It doesn't do that. I don't know if consumer routers do. Do they have NAT64? I have not researched it. If anybody wants to check their own router Now, when we tested those sites on Thursday, I think it was.
Please.
And Israel says it's not a common feature. Maybe it's more commonplace in business routers. Like, Rand Israel, that's not quite enough to satisfy my curiosity. Does Netgear have any of their routers that do that? Does D-Link or Linksys, any of the consumer grade routers have that, I'm curious to know. And I have not searched that yet. But it seems to me a couple days ago when we had those URLs that we were going to see if IPv6 was functional, it seems to me somebody in chat said that it was working for them when they had disabled their IPv6. And that would imply that they had a router that was doing NAT64. Now it says technologies like NAT64, DNS64. So would that mean if you're using, maybe you could use, I don't see how that could be. Could you be using a DNS service, which is not local to your network, although you could have your own DNS server. But are there DNS servers that you could configure, your computer to use that do have dual stack, even though your router doesn't? Now, this could go a long ways down the squirrel hole. I'm not going to push this down there unless there's some people in chat. Oh, here I asked. What about that? How would you imagine that? I actually asked. Copilot. Yes, some consumer routers do have the capability to perform IPv4 IPv6 translation, but it's not a universal feature. It's probably going to be a more expensive router. Many modern routers support dual stack configurations, allowing both IPv4 and IPv6 to coexist. And some also support NAT64 for translating between them. Okay, so they can have dual stack, having both configured. That's pretty common. I can't imagine any routers I've come across where I haven't seen IPv4 and IPv6. So that's a dual stack. They both exist. But performing the translation between the two, that's a different level. Some support NAT64 for translating. That would be less of them. However, these features are more commonly found in higher-end consumer routers or those specifically designed for advanced networking needs. If you're looking for a router with this capability, it's important to check the specifications or look for models that explicitly mention IPv6 support and translation features. Brands like Cisco, Asus, Netgear often offer models with advanced IPv6 capabilities. Let me know if you'd like help finding a specific model. Okay. Coming to chat. Ran Israel. My old D-Link router had that feature, but I never got it to function properly. My current ISP's router doesn't have it at all. So I'm curious about that, Ran. How are you trying to get that to work? What I would presume that you mean from that is that you disabled IPv6 on your computer and you tried to go to a website that was IPv6 only, and you were not able to get the router to successfully perform that translation. Is that what you mean? Greg M is saying, the DNS service I use, Control D, has DNS 64.
Yes, sir, Bob.
So that is what he was trying to do, and he couldn't get it to work. Interesting. The DNS service I use, Control D, I'm trying to pronounce that Control ID because the L looks like an I, has DNS 64, but they say don't turn this on unless you need it. This feature is for IPv6 only networks, meaning a network where you don't have IPv4. You don't have a dual stack router. You don't have dual stack configured computers, if that is a valid way to refer to them. If you're on a dual stack network, have both IPv6 and IPv6, IPv4 and IPv6, do not enable this feature or you will have a bad time. What, people are going to be mean to you? They're gonna bully you. The DNS service I use, Control D, has DNS 64, but they say don't turn this on unless you need it. All right, I'm going to triple click this one, copy. I'm going to come to Copilot and do a new message there. I'm not going to bother cleaning up the quotes. It's smart enough to get around that. I didn't even get the T in the word the. What Control D is emphasizing here makes perfect sense. Perfect. DNS 64 is specifically designed for IPv6 only networks that need to access IPv4 only resources. Some websites out there are only IPv4. They don't have IPv6. It works by synthesizing IPv6 DNS records from the IPv4 DNS records. Oh, the DNS record, okay, the domain record is quad A, whereas I already knew the IPv4 A record. I've configured those, but I've never configured a quad A. I don't know if that's legit to call it a quad A. I'm doing it. Don't tell anyone. Shh. Effectively, bridging the gap for networks is where IPv4 is completely unavailable. Bridging the gap for networks where IPv4 is completely unavailable. It's not really clear to me whether that means IPv4 is only available on the LAN side or at the website you're trying to connect to. Why it's not needed for dual stack. If you're on a dual stack network, both of them existing, IPv4 enabled devices will use native IPv4 to communicate. IPv6 will communicate. Yeah, so they don't need DNS 64. That makes sense. So that's why they're saying don't configure it unless you really need it. That makes sense. Getting a little redundant there. Control D's warning ensures users don't inadvertently enable a feature that could complicate their dual stack setups. Stick to native resolution. If you're on a dual stack, you'll have a much smoother experience. Let me know if you'd like more. No, I would not like more. Tim Cruz says he emailed me. I'll take a look at that in a bit. Oh, this is interesting. Charlie Purdy, whoops, says my TP-Link routers come with IPv6 disabled. I did not even touch the scroll wheel. Come with IPv6 disabled. I asked TP-Link. They said IPv4 would auto-detect IPv6. I also have OpenDNS installed. Well, that's curious. Are they saying? They said IPv4 would auto-detect IPv6. Does that mean the router would auto-detect that there are IPv6 communications on the network and therefore automatically enable itself? That's weird because Windows computers by default will activate IPv6. And will IPv6 traffic happen over the LAN even if the local resources don't need it? All right, this is going to get too deep. Oh, Danielle, different topic. All right, I'll go take a look at Tim Cruz's email first. Looking. There it is. Oh, all right. I'm previewing this a little bit. Oh. That was my reminder to do a redirect. I checked before show time. Carrie did not have a show. I do have a redirect set up to Bearded Ink, and I am intending to ask him a question about a next development that I want to do in StreamerBot. His show should be in progress starting, I think, at noon in 15 minutes. So anyway, let's get to Tim Cruz's here, and then we'll go to Danielle's question. Yeah, this doesn't expose his email address. He says, I'm getting a pop-up about NVIDIA frame view. Please help me fix this issue. Thank you in advance, Doug. So 2 pictures. So this pop-up, NVIDIA frame view, on the right-hand side, it's wanting him to agree to the license agreement. So I think what he's asking us to help with is to prevent this pop-up from happening. Oh, this background is my show. That's why that looked familiar. And that picture-in-picture looks familiar. So have you tried agreeing to that, and does it just go away then? This NVIDIA frame view, I'm not directly familiar with what it is. If nobody in chat answers this by the time I get back to chat, then I'll search further for it. Let's make this bigger. And oh, there it goes. There. This is just a license. So NVIDIA has something called frame view, and they're wanting to, it looks to me like they're doing a system check, and then license agreement step you're at, and then options, and then install. Does this come up when you restart your computer, or does it come up just at various times while you're using your computer? If it happens when you restart your computer, or even after that, it could be an auto launch. So if you go into Task Manager, it's going to be a little different based on whether you're Windows 10 or Windows 11, and then go into Startup Apps and see if there's anything in your list of startup apps that would appear to be that NVIDIA frame view. If there's a NVIDIA frame view in here, click on it and just right click in this column and choose disable. So let's go back. Oh, there's another picture. Oh, I guess it's just a close-up. Yeah, it looks like it's trying to go through an installation of that frame view. So if nobody's answered yet what NVIDIA frame view is, then we'll go look at it. He says he doesn't see that on the startups. It does come up after I restart my computer when I restart it. Interesting that Copilot Free gives you less of an explanation regarding Control-D DNS. Less of an explanation than what? Oh, you're saying that perhaps because you know that I pay for Copilot. Not that one that I was using. That was the Copilot that's included with Windows. It's free. The Copilot I pay for is the Copilot integration with Microsoft 365 applications, and it has its own chat interface, but that's not the one that I was using then. And also, I'm sorry for jumping topics. Also, that was not the beginning of my conversation with Copilot on that topic, because this go way back up here. So I started out first getting reminded some things about the 7-layer OSI model. Come on. All right, I'm just going to use the scroll wheel. So anyway, I'd been talking with chatting with Copilot about this subject for quite a while. So the conversation had already been kind of deep. So if you didn't get as much of a explanation about it as I did, it might be because you hadn't been talking as long on that subject. Okay, I'm gonna switch over to Danielle's topic. We might wind up connecting with Tim Cruz. The other thing I was thinking about his pictures was, is this coming up due to a notification? No, it's coming up for an installer. Okay, NVIDIA FrameView installer. Let's ask Copilot about that. So we'll stick with his topic a little bit more. Oh, I think I still don't have this functional, do I? I have a pop-up appearing called Frame View, and it seems like it's trying to install. This is from NVIDIA. Can you explain why this is happening?
Yeah, FrameView is a performance monitoring app by NVIDIA. It lets you track frame rate, GPU usage, and more, mainly for gaming. If you're seeing a pop-up, it might be trying to install or update. Maybe this came bundled with a graphics driver update or another NVIDIA software package. Planning on using it?
No, I'd like to uninstall it and stop it from popping up and interrupting me.
Got it. To uninstall FrameView, you can go to Add or Remove Programs on your PC. Find FrameView in the list, click on it, then select Uninstall. If it's not there, it might be part of the NVIDIA driver package, so you'd need to check the NVIDIA software for an option to remove it. This should stop those pop-ups from bugging you. If you need more detailed steps, I can pull up some web results for you. How does that sound?
Thank you, no. Bye. All right. And he says he did that and it didn't help. What do you mean you did that? What did you do? What did you do? Because that suggestion wasn't very clear. Removed it from apps control panel. All right. All right, so let's go pop over to Danielle's issue, and I've got to kind of start preparing the remote connection software to remove. I've got 2 client computers that I was connected to doing some work, so I'm going to disconnect them so I don't accidentally expose them. And then let's get to Danielle's question. I'm not sure if there's a question even. Let's do this way.
Rechat, please.
I'll get to that later, Ran. I'm just jumping over to Danielle's subject now. Just finished changing the CMOS battery in my mini ITX build. Managed to do it using needle nose pliers, but a longer tool would have been better. What's going on with my mouse now? Ugh. Got the wired CMOS battery assembly from Rome Tech. Yes, I remember something. I think you put a link or something about the wired CMOS battery you were trying to change. It's not in the normal CMOS battery socket. Managed to do it using needle nose pliers, but a longer tool would have been better. Got the wired CMOS battery assembly from Rome Tech. Okay. And then there's another one. Rome Tech PC. Not finding time and a need for chassis fan retuning in BIOS where the indication that I had to change the battery. Okay. So maybe somebody asked why she needed to change that. So as far as any question there would be an easier way to change that. So this isn't really a question, just more just informing us about something that she recently did. And that just inspires a question in my mind. So I'm going to go, yeah, that's right, Copilot. Paste that. Can you provide an easier way to change that battery? It does not use a socket, but rather is wired. I'm not going to take out that excess space that I've got there. Get over it. I know nobody's complaining. I'm just pointing out you don't have to be good with typing things. Copilot's not nearly as picky as Doug is. Replacing a wired CMOS battery can be tricky, especially in compact builds like Mini ITX. Here's some tips to make the process easier. Use precision tools. Invest in a set of long, fine-tip tools. Tweezers, needle nose pliers with longer reach. These can help you maneuver in tight spaces without risking damage. Disconnect the power supply. Always ensure they're completely powered down, unplugged. Plan the workspace. It's not sounding very impressive. If possible, remove any obstructing components like the GPU storage devices, giving yourself more room to work. She's already got it done, right? She's not going to need to do this again. Secure the new battery. When installing the new wired CMOS battery, use a small amount of double-sided tape or zip tie to secure the wires neatly. Prevent them from interfering with other components. Consider a magnetic tool. If the battery connector is hard to reach, a magnetic tool can help guide the connector into place without fumbling. Practice patience. It's a delicate process. Take your time. Avoid damaging. If you're open to modifications, you could consider replacing the wired assembly with a socketed one. Pretty sure easier future replacements. Some users have successfully done this by soldering 2032 socket on the motherboard. Yeah, no, nothing there very impressive. So sorry. Now, seems like there was another. Oh yeah, somebody wanted to go back to IPv6. Long handle forceps, clamps. Maybe you can, all right, there's some chit chat going on. The battery is a little difficult to get to in an assembled Mini ITX tower build, as it's in the upper left corner with tower cooler and rear case fans restricting access. So you remove the rear case fan to get to it. I saw your comment about auto runs, Long Dog. Chopsticks for tight spaces. Like, I don't do very well with chopsticks in a wide open plate. Did a clean install. And tech support gave him a link. That might have been on a chat rather than a phone conversation. Long needle nose pliers there. Yeah, but again, she's completed the task, so probably not gonna go there. But thank you for supplying that. Oh, he did call them by phone. Somebody, oh, let's see, was it a read chat? I think it was. I'm going to do the up arrow so I get to the last one. Yeah, ran Israel. While we're on the subject of IPv6, what would you say if I told you that you're probably not using it with NAT? excuse me, depending on your router setup. I would say explain more. Now, whoever it was that is in the habit of reading my mind probably could have responded with that. What would you say? I would say, tell me more. So you think the NAT that my Xfinity router has is not performing network address translation when I am communicating with an IPv6 website. I would find that really hard to believe.
Read chat, please.
Whoops. It looks like my chat crashed. I hit escape key, reload, aim, fire. There's chat, but this isn't actually popped out. Oh, it is. Yeah, it is. Ugh. Driving me bananas. Why do I not seem to see the bottom of the screen? Oh, this scroll bar. No, that's not popped out. Oh, I think it's also zoomed in. Okay, Control 0 to get back to normal zoom. No, that still didn't work. There, that worked. Now I can pop out chat, be back the way that I'm used to doing this. Run IP config off screen. Thank you for saying that, Ran. And see if your IPv6 starts with 2 or FD. Now, wait a minute. IP config won't expose my WAN IP address. He said off screen. Why would I need to do that off screen?
Read chat, please.
Okay, I've got it off screen. Why are you advising me to run that off screen? That doesn't expose my WAN IP. Okay, and what he said, what he wants me to do, see if your IPv6 addresses start with
Read chat, please.
F with 2 or FD. My IPv6 address starts with a 2. My link local IPv6 address starts with an F. FE, not FD. And my default gateway starts with FE. He says it might expose my WAN, but it's not. Yeah, I suppose he's trying to prevent. Maybe there's certain configurations where it could. It would expose my WAN IP if I was not using NAT at all,
Read
network
chat,
address
please.
translation. If I actually had a public IP address, that's your public routable IPv6 address. That's your routable IPv6 address. So I'm going to say my link local, based upon what you're saying there, does that mean my link local IPv6 address is FE and my publicly addressable IPv6 address is 2.6, and that somebody out on the internet could address
Read
my
chat, please.
computer with that IPv6 address and bypass my router? And he says, your router is using NAT with IPv4 and public addressing with IPv6. So you're saying that that is a public IPv6 address. Okay, I will look into that issue more at
Read
some
chat,
other
please.
time. Yeah, the FE is the local address only. This, I can bring this back up now.
Read chat, please.
There's a few of them there. Your router is using NAT with IPv4 and public addressing with IPv6. So that would indicate the default network configuration of Windows includes IPv6, and that our internal computers have always been exposed to the public internet because of IPv6, and anybody that displays their IP config screen that includes IPv6 has exposed themselves just as much as as if they've exposed the WAN IP of their router. That's it. Am I understanding your point correctly, Ran? That's terribly concerning. Chris, I'll get to yours in a moment. The one that starts with F is a local address only inside the local network. Your router's firewall should block incoming unwanted IPv6 connections. So doesn't that mean it's okay if that gets exposed then? If my firewall will be by default blocking that, then it's not of concern. It just allows websites out there to address my computer directly. That would be okay. FE addresses are harmless, but 2 addresses may be a concern. If your router's firewall is working properly, you're safe. All right. I understand that. I understand that. Thank you. Charlie, looks like Charlie was trying to correct a typo, or maybe he hit enter accidentally. All right, that is interesting, Rand Israel. So Rand's point is, what would you, he started out, what would you say if I told you that your IPv6 is not using network address translation? And I would say, tell me more. Then he got me to a point where he's saying, do ipconfig, but don't display that on stream. That got me a little worried. And then made the point that that IPv6 is a directly communicatable address that websites out there can send a message directly to my computer. So then, without having to go through network address translation, but I'm safe because my router by default would be configured to block that. Now, why would they do this? It's clear and obvious to me.
Please.
It's clear and obvious to me why they would do this. Because the whole idea between IPv6 is that we're running out of addresses. The only reason we have NAT in the first place is because the computers inside the network, that means there's so many of them around the world, there's no way they can all have their own IPv4 publicly addressable addresses. So we have this thing called the private LAN inside the router, and then the router translates that to an address that can receive direct communications from a website out there, where the website can send directly to your internal computer without having to know the IP address of that computer. So the router translates that. But with IPv6, there's so much addresses available that every computer can actually have its own IPv6 address, and network address translation, the overhead of doing network address translation, is not needed for IPv6. ran. Is that a fair description of the truth of it?
Yes, affirmative.
He says yes. Okay. That's one of the other reasons why I created this channel is I just loined something. I loined more. FE8 is the IPv6 equivalent of a pipa, 169.254. A pipa, a pipe, a pipa. However, unlike IPv4, this is not an indication of a problem. It is a standard feature. Yeah, thank you so much. Then somebody else, Chris Garrett, is that the only one else that's not been addressed yet? Oh, that's what Chris wanted me to see. His IP address starts with 8675309. Oh, that was horrid. Chris, was that the right one you were trying to direct my attention to? You could assign 1 billion IPv6 addresses to each and every human being on the planet, still have plenty to spare. Very good. Yeah. All right, I have not chat comments, video comments to get to. I think I'm caught up with chat. I think I am. I think I am. I think I can. Oh, I got to get my timestamp up and running. Then come over here. I'll refresh these pages, see if there's anything new coming in before I bring this up on screen. Arrange the screen a little bit. Zoom in a lot a bit. Just a little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit of rotten bloomin' luck. Jeff Raymond, 1 day ago, edited. After a little search, I found that Smart App Control is the security feature that can't be turned on in Windows 11 without a clean install. It doesn't seem like a big deal to me, but your mileage may vary. Jeff, did you check to see if that's the only thing that can't be turned on without reinstall? Because maybe you have other things turned on that since you already had them turned on, you don't have to reinstall or turn them on because they're already on. But this, what he's talking about here is Smart App Control right here, Smart App Control settings off. If Smart App Control is off, it can't be turned on without reinstalling Windows. And learn more about why Smart App Control is off. Let's go look at that. He says, I'm going by what I found on Microsoft Bing, not on my personal computer. So that would imply, what was your query? I'm assuming your query, Jeff, was something to the tune of what security features or what Windows 11 features cannot be enabled without reinstalling Windows? Yes or no? Yes or no would be sufficient. Or yes, he says yes, yes. That is what he does. Okay, good. So I'm trying to go to, this is supposed to take me to learn more about why Smart App Control is off. See, I thought there was something, you know when you do a fresh install and you get those questions during the out-of-box experience? I thought there was something in one of those questions. If you answer it a certain way, you won't be able to change that answer without reinstalling, but I don't think there's anything there about Smart App Control. Can I turn on Smart App Control manually? Yes, if it's available. We recommend you let evaluation mode do its job, determine if you're a candidate. Why is it turned off? It's only available. Oh, so it's only available on clean installs, not on upgrade installs. So this is implying to me that it's automatic with a clean install. Are there other reasons why one Smart App Control could be off? During evaluation mode, we determined you weren't a good candidate. It was turned off manually by you or another user signed into your machine. Your device is running Windows S mode. You have optional, oh, that's it. Optional diagnostic data. I routinely disable optional diagnostic data. That's it. That's exactly it. That's what I was recollecting. Yes, my recollection was correct. I just didn't know that it was Smart App Control that this was associated with. Yeah, because I routinely turn off optional diagnostic data under the weak philosophy that I want my computer doing less junk work, less busy work, and less traffic over the internet and the network, which I don't think it's probably all that much traffic. Now that I realize that that is for Smart App Control, I'm inclined to change my routine on that and allow optional diagnostic data. That's why you have to reinstall Windows and allow optional diagnostic data. Now, here's the thing. That doesn't sound so complicated. It's curious to me, why can that not be enabled without having to reinstall Windows? It seems like Microsoft could implement code and to allow to turn that switch on. This implies that when you're installing it, well, actually it's the out-of-box experience. It's not the installation. It's the out-of-box experience. Once Windows is installed and you get to the out-of-box experience, and you choose to turn that on or not, some of those settings, it tells us during the out-of-box experience, you can change these settings later, but not this one. It's not like it's installing code differently. It doesn't look like it. It seems like that wouldn't be a big deal to do that. So, to answer that question, I wonder if people are getting tired of me using Copilot. I hope not, because it's a really useful tool. So again, just copy and paste. I'm not bothering rewording it. Seems like you're encountering a message. Smart PC, Smart App Control. Helpful feature to enhance security by blocking untrusted malicious apps. However, turning it on does come with specific requirements, as you pointed out. To proceed, you would need to either reset your PC, perform clean installation, enable it, relies on additional diagnostic data to assess app trustworthiness. If you want to help with guidance on resetting or reinstalling Windows, I can walk you through it. Okay, so I'm going to do the microphone bit.
Hey Doug, how's it going?
Fine, thanks. It seems to me that this optional diagnostic data isn't a big deal in the sense that why can't we enable that without having to reinstall Windows? It just doesn't seem that difficult to me.
I get what you're saying, Doug. Enabling optional diagnostic data without reinstalling Windows would indeed be more convenient, but it might be tied to how Windows handles certain security features at a deep system level.
Are you just guessing, or do you know that to be the answer?
I'm giving an educated guess based on how operating systems generally manage security settings. For the most precise information, checking Microsoft's official documentation would be the best approach.
Do you not have access to that documentation?
I don't have direct access to Microsoft's internal documentation, but I can help search for information online if you'd like more details.
Go ahead and do that, please.
According to the information I found, enabling Smart App Control without having optional diagnostic data turned on isn't possible. You'd need to reset your PC or reinstall Windows, and during the setup, choose to send optional diagnostic data to enable this feature. It seems like this requirement is embedded in how Windows manages specific security settings.
Fail.
I understand it's frustrating.
Clicking you off. I don't think we're told why that is. I did read that. Just saving time to not read it out loud. Oh, Tim Cruz. All right, Tim. Go ahead and start the remote connection, Tim. Ooh. Oh, that's the number of addresses available. I think I'm kind of caught up. What do you want to bet he's walked away from his computer and he didn't hear me ask him? Tim Cruz, go ahead and start the remote connection. Oh, there he is. I don't have the icon. May I have the code? Oh, okay. We need to give you the. All right. Let's see. Okay, so go to. Actually, what I want to do, let me. What I really need to get in the habit of doing is just putting the link for you in chat, because I can do that. I will get to that read chat in a minute. I see that you got something about registry, Rand. The problem is that I keep forgetting where I have that link stored. Now I remember it. It's in my setup checklist. Here we go. Bit.ly. Not a Bentley, Bit.ly. So copy hyperlink. So Tim, you can click on this link in chat. Putting it in now. Yeah, you can click on that to start. You shouldn't, I don't think that'll even require a code. And I don't think you don't have to go to the website. Just click that link, should take you there. Rand Israel. It may be possible using registry policy. This is a YouTube video. It's muted. And he's showing diagnostic data. This is 2 minutes 24. I'm going to use the L key to hammer forward by 10 seconds at a shot. And then goes into services. And then connected user experiences and telemetry. Let's make that bigger. And then go to automatic for diag track and start that service. Click OK. Awesome. And then he stopped or started it. Registry editor, optional diagnostic data. Tim, you might have a prompt to click on. Okay, so first was a service, enabling a service and starting it. and then going into the registry, policies. This is local machine, into policies, data collection, allow telemetry, change it to a 1, I'll bet you. Oh no, delete it. All right, that was a little surprising. Now that optional diagnostic data is selected. See that right there? Very cool. Who is this? Let's go see who this is. Soft Tech Tutorials. All right, awesome. Awesome. Let's see, that was Ran Israel. And man, I like that a lot. That sounds pretty promising. And I should easily be able to test that because that's not enabled on Big Beast Build. So let's go 5,000 points on that one. I kind of feel like I'm being a little stingy there. Yeah, that feels a little stingy. So let's try this. Let's go add, whoops, another 2,000 on top of that. Thank you, Ran Israel. Really good. Very, very good. All right, here we are on Tim Cruz's, whoops, no, we're not. Let's see, somehow, oh, I know what I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna have to give you a almost black screen and reset something there because apparently that capture card has forgotten the connection. Properties. Why? Nope. That's about. That's PIP1. Show you what? No, I can't show you what I'm doing because then I can't make change. Well, actually, here I can. Yeah, you can see that. So this is the configuration for the capture card. And I think I have Baby Beast on Live Gamer Duo 2. So then if I punch over to that one, it's not there. If I come back to Baby Beast there. I can show you this once I've got this capture port open. These two, neither of these are seeming to work. So next thing is to go check the cable, make sure it's attached. All right, I disconnected and reconnected. There it is. Just disconnect and reconnect an HDMI cable, both sides of it. How many times is that the solution? Then let's do full screen. So here is this NVIDIA software. Let's do this way. Pop that window out to make it bigger. And then I got to move the mouse over to Baby Beast. There. So I have control. So powerful. So he said this comes up when he restarts the computer. And he said it's not in Task Manager. So we're going to go look to verify that. Oh, you've got that killer intelligence center. Nightmares. We'll go look at what's running in memory in a moment. We're looking for something NVIDIA or something NVIDIA frame view. Customer service agent. Look at that icon right there. Kind of similar, but it's disabled. It's kind of similar to the icon down on the taskbar, except I think the NVIDIA one is this. Yeah, NVIDIA one is that one. Yeah, I don't see anything there. Let's go look at processes. See where this is here. NVIDIA install application, NVIDIA installer, right click on that. Let's see, it's not giving me an opportunity to go to, oh, there it is. Right click on the parent, go to open file location. So it's a setup.exe in app data local temp,
please.
frame view installer temp. We could just delete. From there, I'm going to take a look at that chat message. Jim says, if you did a driver software update on the capture card, check to see if HDCP was re-enabled. Jim, are you referring to my computer or Tim Cruz's computer? Oh, you know, I bet Jim was back in DVR mode. No, he's saying my computer. You're saying that, I assume, because of the trouble that I had with connecting to or bringing up Tim's computer on screen. Okay, we'll do that after we go further with Tim's issue here. So that's where it's launching from. What is it? What is causing it to automatically launch? It could be something that'll show up in auto runs, or it could be something that is actually happening from the NVIDIA driver, from the NVIDIA software, rather than any auto run, anything that would show in auto runs. Let's do. I know that I very quickly have auto runs available that I could just upload to his computer from mine, but it's more useful to show on stream if we go download it. All right, so I'll do that. It doesn't take all that long. In fact, I did upload auto runs from my computer to a client's computer just this morning. Oops. Move computers. Move keyboards. Auto runs. Yeah, that looks like it. So go to the Microsoft site. It comes up from auto runs. And then scroll down right here to download auto runs. We're not downloading the entire sys internal suite. What do you want to do with it? Let's go. It did download, didn't it? Oh, it's not done yet. It's unconfirmed.
Read chat, please.
Oh, there's the downloads. Jim says, my mistake, ignore me, I'm confused now, right? Oh, I guess I gotta do save. Okay, then go to the folder.
Read chat, please.
Right click, extract all, extract. That last read chat was John Williams. You can go into Device Manager, delete the GPU so it installs the current drivers. How do we know it's not going to re-enable this same thing that it's trying to do now? And he said that with a question mark, so he wasn't really standing strong on that opinion. That was called setup, wasn't it? So if I do a search here for setup, not there. And Alt Tab to get back to frame view, installer temp. Yeah, it was called setup. So I'll try going back to auto runs for frame. I don't think we're going to find it in here. Let's see, frame view. It's frame view that was trying to install. Okay, maybe this is it. NVIDIA Corporation frame view software development kit with the bizarre name NV. Well, frame view, NVFV, NVIDIA frame view software developer service x64. That kind of sounds like that is what it is. Okay, so then if I right click on that and copy that, and then I'm going to, let's do Windows key R. I want to make sure that, yeah, I have a screen maximized, so that is. And then Control V paste, and I copied too much stuff. So I want to get just the program and see if this entry will actually relaunch it. And that would prove that that is it. Okay, then Control A, Control C. So I got a fresh copy of that. Then we got to go manually close that program. I can do it from here. It's this one. Right click, close window. Do you really want to cancel? Yes. So if this entry right here is what was actually causing that to happen, then when I manually run that from the run command, I'm just expecting that that will open up. Well, that went right into the frame view application, like it's already installed. Book benchmark folder location. Yeah, that doesn't feel like the same thing. Well, that's what this frame view is supposed to be. It's for monitoring your computer's processes. Let's try AppWiz. I'm surprised nobody in chat knows about this already. I'm surprised nobody in chat knows about this. Yeah, I said that right. NVIDIA. FrameView, here it is. Isn't that it? That's what it's trying to install. Software Developer Kit. I don't see any reason why you need that. Tim, do you approve of me uninstalling that? Does anybody in chat warn against uninstalling that? Yeah, Tim says he approves. Nobody else has objected. Tim says he doesn't need it. I saw your offer, Jim. I'll pass. Let's go. Oh, that's why I'm not seeing his computer. And Tim, are we going to need to restart this computer to prove whether we've been successful or not? Is this the computer you're actually chatting from? I don't think so, because you haven't stolen the mouse from me. He says, yes, restart the computer. Okay, Tim, I'm going to turn over the controls to you. You go ahead and close everything down and restart the computer. And, oh, he's chatting from his cell phone. That makes sense. Yeah, and I'm going to disconnect from your computer, and you go ahead and do the restart. And then when it gets restarted, you can go back to that same link in chat to start the remote connection. Lawn Dog says he posted a link for Tim to look up. There's a YouTube video on that. Go check that out. See, I think most recent at the top, yeah. Not seeing the link. Do links not show up when I'm looking at your channel history? I posted something. Did you post a link? I'm sorry, Doug, it's not a link. It was the terminology for the name of the video. All right. Let's go this way then. Control C, Control F, Control V, and then up arrow to get to the last. Yeah, so there's a place to turn it off. I was wondering about that. Then it's very deep and convoluted place. There's a place to turn it off. Are you saying Wolfgram Alpha? That's not a very direct pointer for Tim. What am I doing? Lawn Dog, just go triple click on your prior comment and paste it again. All right. That's ridiculous for me to go looking through all your stuff. He just finished restarting the laptop. He doesn't see the link. All right, let me repaste, put it in the chat for you. Because that's a thing. You can repaste something you put earlier. There it is. Arg. Oh yes, let's put my remote connection icon on your desktop. It's so quick and easy to do. Well, I couldn't find the name of the video, Londog. I couldn't find that in your comments. So that's what I'm asking you to triple click on and paste it again. It's the name of the video. Because you give me the name of the video, I can find it. Might be a prompt for you to click on, Tim. User account control. It might be 2 clicks for you to do there. All right, I see your chat, Londog. So Tim, I suppose if we just let this computer sit there and don't see that message come up, are we good to go? Or do you need to click around and do things to try to trigger it? Go ahead and do that. If you think you can trigger that message by doing things, go ahead and do the things you think will trigger it. Or do you think we're done and that we're successful? Okay, I'm going to look over here. Londog says how to enable, disable FPS counter, NVIDIA GeForce, maybe turn on, turn off. Yeah, just that part, or just this part. Triple click, so easy. I love triple click. I gotta get me some of that triple click. I like triple click. See, I'm gonna leave that one open. Oh, he's live. He's got 7 people watching. Right click, new tab, and then press enter on this search. How to enable, disable FPS counter. I would think that that would actually only be a factor after it's actually been installed, because it hasn't actually been installed yet. It's only 1:52 long. In-game overlay, he's turning on. He's in GeForce Experience. He's going to settings, HUD layout. No, this is not what he needs. This is not going to stop that product from trying to install. The product that's trying to install is not installed yet. So configuring an overhead, a HUD layout, heads-up display layout to turn off, that's not going to fix what's going on for him. But thank you for playing the home game. I'm looking over at Tim's computer. The message hasn't come up yet. He's poking around trying to do stuff. Yeah, nope. Nice try, no cigar. No points. You don't get points for trying. Everybody gets a trophy. I enjoy being a contestant on the game show. I need help fixing that as well. It's not popping up. I was wondering if you could fix my Google Messages notifications. Aren't working. Okay. Oh, he's gonna go show off again. How many times has he shown off just because he can? He's rubbing it in our faces. Well, my face. What? What is he rubbing in your face? Oh, he took it away. He took it away. He had a speed test up. It's like 1.1 gigabits per second. That's just disgusting. Oh, he's going to go back and do it again. He's waiting for me to bring him up on screen. He's going to do it again. Ah. So arrogant. So full of himself. Oh, just having fun. All right. So that pop-up has not come up again. Tim, do you think we fixed it? Put that in chat. Oh, John William requesting Lady Gaga for the trailers. Okay, next show. Next show I'll have it. Oh, he said Google Messages he wanted. Where's Chrome? Do you mean Google notifications or do you mean YouTube notifications? Slight difference. Yeah, Lawn Dog asked the same question. Yeah, let's wait for him to respond. Is it because you're not getting YouTube notifications and when my show goes live? I'm going to take that off screen for a moment and go click on, well, I guess I could show what I'm going to click on. Oh, he's typing something. Google Messages. Message from your phone number on other devices. Oh. Remember this computer, you turned that on. But you're not signed in with your Google account. You'll have to sign in with your Google account for it to remember that. So then he went to messages here. So he's got his messages here. Now there's the verify it's you up here. So this is Google wants to verify it's you. So I'm going to take you off screen and let you go run through that. Let's make sure you're completely properly configured with Google. And you'll need to go click on that up in the upper right corner here where it says verify it's you. Can you go ahead and run through that, Tim? Not seeing a response from him yet. He said, I did it. It's done. You can take control. Yeah, I'm going to give you a minute to review everything that's showing on the screen and see if there's anything else you want to delete. If you have your notifications set up correctly, you should reliably get a 30-minute advance notice for my shows. One thing that I think may be an issue for people is if you don't let's see, configure it. If you don't configure it correctly, I don't even get to see it here, do I? I'll go somewhere else. I'll go to Ken's show. Or, oh, let's do this on Bearded Ink. So subscribe. It's not enough to subscribe and hit the bell, but you got to be sure you've selected all, because the default is for personalized. So it's conceivable that you might subscribe and hit the bell and only have personalized selected, and you need to change that to all. And then if you think you have missed a notification, come up to the bell icon on your YouTube page and click that, and you get important notifications up here and more notifications down here. So if you're within 30 minutes of a show that you know is about to go live, it should show up in this list. And if it does show up in this list, then that means that the notification did happen and you just didn't see it. Then there's this gear icon in the upper right corner. Choose how and when to be notified. And you need to have these switches turned on for whatever you want your preferences to be. So get notifications in the browser, Chrome, and all of that stuff there. So let's see, it looks like, oh, Tim is looking at that now. Okay, Tim, is it okay if I come back to your screen and follow you through? Are you secure enough? I don't have to, if you'd rather just go through all that. Well, he's showing me that those are all turned on. He says yes. So here you go. All of that stuff is turned on. But you said it was your messages that you were having trouble with, or that wasn't working for you. Oh, notifications allowed there. Messages, Google Com. Okay, but it was on your messages screen. So let's go back to that screen and take a closer look. The messages that you're not getting notifications for. And tell me in chat where you're expecting to see those notifications. Are you expecting them to show up as a pop-up on screen? Are you expecting them on your cell phone? Are you expecting them in your email? Where are you expecting or wanting those notifications? There's another place where we may need to go. It's not popping up, he says. It's not popping up on your cell phone or on your computer. I think it must mean his computer. Hi, Stormy. He says, no, Chris says, yes, Doug. Pop up on the right-hand screen corner. Okay, I'm coming back to your
Read
screen.
chat, please.
I assume you mean all that stuff is okay. Chris Garrett says, read chat, please. So he must be referring to something else prior, because Chris Garrett says, yes, Doug. Yes, Doug, regarding what? How far up do I have to go find what it was you said? Could you not just repost whatever it was? How much time are you wasting for me right now to try to find what you're trying to get me to, Chris? Oh, are you kidding me right now? You took all of that time just to make a really not funny joke? All right. What am I going to do with you? I'm going to stop looking at your stuff, Chris, if you keep up with that. Is that 10,000? Yeah, it is. Whoops. I don't know what planet you live on that you think that's funny. All right. Troll much? Okay, so let's go look over here. As files, let's come down here to your notifications bell icon in the bottom right corner. See, that was lit up, meaning there is a notification. So when you fail to get a notification that you're expecting, go to this icon down in the bottom right corner and see if the notification that you were expecting was in here, because the notifications that show up in the bottom right corner, I don't think they're going to stay there until you click them away. If you're not watching the screen at the time, you're going to miss it. Then if we go to, let's see, where is it in here? Two notifications, WhatsApp. So this is 2 notifications for Google Chrome. There's 2 more in here. So we click on that, we see those other 2 notifications. Here's Messenger. But that, I think that's Facebook Messenger, isn't it? Incoming calls. So anyway, you could maybe in there. Let's see, where is, okay, right click on the bell icon, go to notification settings. These are notification settings for Windows, and you have all these turned on. So my money says it is popping up on your bottom right corner, but you're just not happy, you're just not seeing it happen. Or you get something else on top of it. Yeah, so have you gone in here to look at it? This one is 3:01 p.m. So that one just came in and we saw it. These are notification section here for Google Chrome, this part for WhatsApp, this part for Microsoft Store, and there's Messenger. But your Google Messages is what you're after. So now let's go look at another place, messages.google.com. We'll go to the 3-dot menu, come down to Settings, go to Privacy and Security. Let's see, I should be turning back here, so I'm facing the microphone. Privacy and Security, then Site Settings. And then right here, View Permissions and Data Stored Across Sites. So we're interested in this messages.google.com. So up here on the search field, I'm going to search for Google and see if there's anything in here for messages.google.com. There's Google, Google Analytics, Google Lead Services. So there's nothing messages.google. So we'll try to drop down here, and here's messages.google.com. Click on the right arrow, and these are notifications is set for allowed by your administrator. So that's set correct. Pop-ups and redirects. You have pop-ups and redirects on messages.google blocked. I'm inclined to allow those because you want it popping up messages for you. So that might be what you need. Intrusive ads. Okay, in chat, if you think I should turn on intrusive ads for Tim Cruz, put a 1 in chat. If you think not, then put a 0 in chat. I see some 1s. I see 1s. They think we should turn on intrusive ads. They're saying allow intrusive ads. Now, on the downside, Tim knows how to go in and change this back now, right? Because he's paying attention. Of course he is. He knows how to go back and change that if he finds it annoying. Scanning through, looking to see if there's anything else. All of these settings here are specific permissions for the website messages.google.com. Only that URL. That is being allowed now to do pop-ups and redirects and intrusive ads. All right, Tim, see how that works out for you over time. But it is time, speaking of time, it is time to shut this down. But let's first, before we shut down, let's go do the desktop icon for calling. It's called calling card right here. You can look this way, look towards the camera and choose install calling card. Then don't click on that, Tim. Then that pops up this message. DougBetts would like to deploy the rescue calling card. Click OK on that. And then over here, we'll see receiving file.
Read chat, please.
Chris Garrett has another read chat. Really? Is he going to risk that? And he says, let's stay. This is so fun. Tim Cruz in chat says that was the golden nugget. He thinks that's what will fix it for him. He thinks Tim Cruz is saying right here, let me show you this. He is saying, where did he say that? That was the golden nugget. He says what the real value of this is that we turned on intrusive ads. And he thinks that's going to make his life a whole lot better now because we turned on intrusive ads. Oh, he's okay. Yeah, you can go ahead and do what you want to do there, Tim. I'm going to take your computer off screen. I think we're done there. And if we're not done, well, we're done anyway because I'm out of time. Then, oh, he says it's fixed. Doug, I just saw a pop-up. Oh, he got an intrusive ad already. Or did he see a pop-up message? Did he see a notification for messages? I think that's what he's saying. He just saw a pop-up come up for a message on Google. Yeah, so it looks like that's solved. Good. All right, Tim Cruz, official Tim Tech. You get points for a remote access issue that you brought to the forum. It's not your responsibility whether we were successful or not, but I'm going to give you points for bringing that. Whoops. There you go. No points, no soup. Good enough. All right, we're done. Let's get out of here. You can send an email to that address with whatever Windows-based computer issues that you might be suffering from, troubled with, disturbed by, causing you to live a sad, lonely life. No, I wasn't talking only to Ken Stout at that point. I'm sad for him. He's going to be without his wife for a while. That sounded genuine, heartfelt, didn't it? Or you can put a message, a comment on any of my videos. Myself in the chat room will do our level best to help you with whatever issue you're dealing with your Windows-based computer. Have a great day, everybody. Have a great weekend. Catch you later. Goodbye.
That's all, folks.
Tune in 6 days a week for Windows support, the help you seek. Send an email, leave a comment, join the chat. Our tech-savvy crew is where it's at. Not just me, but a whole community. Help helping you solve tech mysteries. With friends who are here almost every day, we love to chat and help you find your way. So subscribe now, be part of the team. For Windows support and more than you've dreamed. Join the fun, don't miss a single stream. At LiveWindowsTraining-DougBetts or simply where tech support supreme. Where tech support supreme. Tune in 6 days a week for Windows support, the help you seek. Send an email, leave a comment, join the chat. Our tech savvy crew is where it's at. Not just me, but a whole community, helping you solve tech mysteries. With friends who are here almost every day, we love to chat and help you find your way. So subscribe now, be part of the team. For Windows support and more than you've dreamed. Join the fun, don't miss a single stream. At LiveWindowsTraining-DougBetts or simply more deeply VB, where tech support supreme. Where tech support supreme. Where tech support supreme. Tech support supreme. Where tech support supreme. Where tech support supreme. Where tech support supreme.